Csec Math Paper 1. All right, so let us just brush through quickly. This is a repeat question. So this is actually 9 plus 4, and this is going to give us 13. We saw this question many times, so the answer here is C. All right, let's go at number 2. This is almost, but we normally see one with 8. So this is 1% off. Off goes at the bottom. Off 40 is goes at the top. So you just want to cancel your zeros here. How many times could 4 go into that? Is 1 time and remainder 1/4. This part is 25%, so it's 125%. So this is D. Gotta be careful, right? So that's 125%. Now, it says here, what number when added to 1 1/3 gives 2? We saw this question already. The answer is 2/3. So if you add 2/3 to 1 1/3, you're going to get 2. Now, number 4. All right, so this is a repeat question. Again, what you're actually doing here, you're checking for your number of decimal places, basically. You could do that, or you could just look at the number. You could see, basically, you're looking for 2, 3, 4 decimal places, right? So you're looking for an answer with 4 decimal places. That's the main thing here. This is the answer, okay? We're looking for 4 decimal place. That's the answer. So it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. We need 4 decimal places. That is the answer right there. No big working out, nothing. All right, let's go to number 5. So we're looking at these numbers. It says the following number says if the pattern in the sequence continues, what is the next number? Let us subtract. This is 5 between this is a 7 between this is 9. This is a repeat question as well. All right, this is 11. So you could see then if you take your 33 and you add 13, the next number would be 46. So the next number is 46. So those questions, we saw them a lot. It says if pattern in a sequence, so let's go to number 6. Number 6 says Donald sold. So Donald sold a certain number of concert tickets in 3 days. The ratio of the number of tickets sold over the 3 days would have been 3 to 7 to 5. That's all right. Now it says if he sold 8 more tickets on day 2 than day 3, okay? So than day 2, than day 3, then the number of tickets he sold altogether is what? All right, so they're saying, so let us take a look. This, and this. So this is day 1, day 2, and day 3. So the question is saying that he sold 8 more tickets on day 2 than day 3. So you could see what is the difference between these. If you take 7 minus the 5, that's the difference between day 2 and day 3. It is actually 2 parts. 2 parts is now equivalent to what? 8 more tickets. 8 more. So 2 parts is equal to 8. That means 1 part is equal to 4 tickets. What is the question? Right? So the question says the number of tickets is sold altogether. So 1 part is 4. How many parts do we have altogether? You're talking about 3 plus 7, that's 10, plus 5, and that's going to be 15. So it's going to be 15 times 4. That is 60. So it was 60 tickets altogether. All right. So basically, you could just easily walk yourself. There are other ways to do it, but we're saying I'm just using the difference in the ratios there between day 2 and day 3 to go through. So that's the question right there. Which of the following set is defined by x is greater than or equal to -2, less than or equal to -4? So you're moving from -2 to 4. This is the answer for the question. Hope that's what you got. Okay, we're dealing with integers. Number 8, which of the following is an example of a two-digit positive integer that is divisible by 2, by 12, by 6. So that means 6 could go into it. So which set? Look at the thing. All right. Which of the following is an example of two-digit positive? So it's a two-digit positive integer that are divisible by 6. It's a finite set because you're not going to reach 100. So it's a number between 10 to 99. This is already a limited pool of numbers, and this is crucial. So there was a question that came that almost like this, but it was a different way they phrased it. So this one is a finite set because it's a certain amount of numbers that are two digits. All right. So if you read it, which of the following is an example of two-digit positive. This is the key, two-digit positive integer, all right, that are divisible by 6. It's a finite set. All right, we're in the sets now. So it says what they want here is that they want us to find for this. Take a look at this now. So universal set, my bad. So this is the universal set. And what they want for you to do is to find the complement of, all right, the union. So you could find the union first, and then you will understand what is outside of what the union is. So let us find the union first, all right? The number of element in the union, all right? You could look at it like this. The number of element in the union that we have here is to take 14, which is the number in A, plus the 15, which is the number in B, and we're going to subtract the intersection, which is the 6. So we're talking about, that's about 29, right? So this is, 25, 29. So this is 29 minus 6. This is 23. No, that's not the answer to the question. So if you pick 23, you're going to be wrong because they don't want that. What they want now is the complement of this, right? So the complement of this, since there are 25 in the whole set, what are those that are hanging on the outside? 2 is the answer to this, because the question wants you to tell the number of elements that are in the complement of the union, not the union. So what are the extras that are not a part of this? 2 persons, right? So you have to be very vigilant with that one. Let's go to the next question here. So the next question refers to the following, where Venn diagrams in which the universal set U and the two sets T and C that represents the 9 students in a class, some of whom play tennis and then chess. All right, we're looking at that. So here's a question. How many students play tennis but not chess? We have a subset, all right? So we're talking about those who play tennis but not chess. So C is for chess, T is for tennis. So tennis but not chess, it would have been these on the outside, 1, 2, 3, 4 persons. So those 4 persons, they play tennis, but they don't play chess. So how many of them? 4, right? So that's one is kind of straightforward, and we're gone, right? Let's go for question 11. Question 11, it says here, all right, so question 11 refers to the following on the description of 3 sets. So we have odd numbers, even numbers, prime numbers. Which of the following set is empty? Empty set. Well, there is no even numbers that is odd. So if I see an intersection here, I know it's empty. QR. Q intersect R is empty. This. So there is no odd and even number that are the same. So D is the answer for number 11. That's a repeat question again, all right? Let's go number 12. The 30 students in a teacher's class have either a dog or cat or none of the two. So it's either they have dog or a cat or none, all right? 16 of them would have dog. So you have to pay attention. So we are looking at where D in total will be 16, C in total will be 12, and the remainder have neither. So those will be hanging on the outside. All right, no problem. We want to see which one of these Venn diagrams would have captivated that. So you're looking for, so basically, you could just eliminate quickly because D has to be 16 and 12 has to be cat. This is 14 here. So this is wrong already. D is 28 already here. So this is wrong. D is 16, right? This D is 18. This is wrong. The answer is this without even checking. So you could see this is good. So 16 for dog, 12 for cat, and there's 2 that is hanging on the outside. So we're moving forward. All right, so at a bank, $2.60. This is a repeat question. The exact question is repeat. For every $1 we make this. So the answer for this one is 2005, right? Yeah, so this one is a repeat because what is going to happen is after you change this, they're going to get EC $100 as deductible. But when you change it based on the exchange rate, you multiply this number here by 1,000, you're going to get 2,600. But they're going to take back the $100, which is their deductible. So you're going to just take home 2,500. All right, so that's what Leon would have brought home. All right there. All right, now let's get to question 14. If a sales tax is charged at a rate of 1.5% on a mark price of an item, then the sale tax on a dress which costs 1,000. Remember, you could work this out the long way or you could just go the short way. I'm seeing it right now. So one of the ways I could do this is that I could use 1% plus 0.5%. Okay. So let me just do it that way. 1%, 1% is 18. That's 1%. So this is 1%. Half a percent is 9. Together, the answer is 27. That's the easiest way to go out of that. Or you could have said 1.5 as a percentage times 1,800. And then you do your stuff. 2 zeros cancel 2. So you're going to actually work out 18 with a 15 and carry a 1. So you say 8, 5, 40, 9, put on a 0, 1, 0, 7, 2, 1 place a decimal because it's 1.5, right? And 27. Whichever way you want to get there, you can get there if you can. It's up to you. Now let's go to number 15. 7,000 is invested at a rate of, so this is P at a rate, this is R, this is T. Then the total amount occurred at the end of the 2 years. This is straight up simple interest. It's compound interest, I should say. So you're gonna have to put in some work here. So you could work this 2 times, 5%, not too bad. So what's gonna happen is you could say 5% of the 7,000. All right, so boom, boom. So 5 times, so you're talking about 5 times 70. That's about 350. So watch this now. It's an investment, investment, so it's adding to it. So you add that to change your principal. So it's 7,350. And then you're gonna go again for another year. So for the second year, it's gonna be 5%, but now it is of a new balance, right? And you cancel down your stuff. You cancel 5 to 7, 1, 5 to that 2, and you divide that by 2. So you're 735, you divide this by 2. You're getting some decimals here. All right, you're gonna get 367.5. So here it is now. What is the question? The total at the end. So this is the interest for this. So you're gonna add this interest. So it's all about what the question is asking. Add this interest, right? Oh God, let me write this a little better for you. That's 730. This is 367.5. We're adding this. So we have our 50 cents there. There's a 7, there's a 1, carry 1, there's a 7, there's a 6. So it's 7717.5. 77, this is the answer, C. So, but there's a question in it. It says the total amount accrued at the end of the 2 years. This accruing would have been your interest plus what you started with. In other words, what it is you saw in the account at the end. All right. And remember, this question never asks you for the compound interest at the end of the period. All right. Accruing amount is the total at the end. All right. Number 16. An article was sold. No, an article was bought for this after a discount was given. The cost price of the article is what? That means you want the original. What we're saying is this is the discounted price. This is 90%, right? So in order to go back to the real thing, you could flip this. So remember now, you can 90%. So you reciprocate it, put the 100 at the top over 90 times this. So in other words, you divide by 90, because this is 90%, and then times by 100. So this, cancel this into this, it's 400. 1, 4, 400. So you could check it for yourself. Take off, this is the answer. This is the original price. So find 10% of this and subtract it, you will get this. All right? So that's what they want, the cost price. Right? So, and then the key thing after discount. So that answer there is D. Come on, let's go. 17. The cash price of a television, the cash price of a television, cash price of a television set is 350. All right. When bought an I purchase a deposit of that. So a deposit of this plus 12 times this. This question is a repeat question. How much is saved? This is the 45 question. So this is 395. You take away your 350 and you have a $45 that you would have saved. How much is saved by buying cash? This is a repeat question, 45. If a simple interest on this at that tiers is this, what is the time? Time is simply your interest times 100 over P times R. So your interest is 108 times 100 over 900 times R, which is 4. So we could cancel out. These two zero cancel, that's 9. 9 could work into 108. Because remember now, 108 divided by 9 is about 12, right? So this is 12. And then 4 goes into 12 3 times. So the answer here is 3. Number 19. At the end of any year, a computer is worth 4% less. So this is key, less than what it was worth in the beginning. All right, so it's depreciating by 4%. If the computer is now worth this in December, all right, then in January, what was it? In other words, then, there was some number that is bigger than this. So it's not this, it's not this. So it's one of these numbers, right? That 4% of them take you to here. So it's up to you. Find 4% of one of these. So it can't be more, it can't be less than this. All right. So let us say we take 4375. Let's find 4% of that. 4% is when you work on 4%, you get 0.04, right? So let's multiply this then by that easily. All right. So 435 times 0.04. And then we get a number. When you do that, you get 4, 0, and 8. All right, so we're getting 5, 7, 1, 1, 0. Hold on. Okay. All right, so 175. So now I'm going to take 4, 3, 7, 5. All right, so this is the answer. Yeah, I see the answer. 4375 minus 175, 4,200. That means this was the money that was messed with. Very good. And we're gone, right? So for number 19, the answer is D. Number 20, a man's basic pay is for the whole week is this. Overtime is 25,000, 25% in excess of the basic rate. All right. All right. So overtime is paid at 25% more. In a certain week, he works overtime and his wage was 6. Okay. Altogether. Then the number of hours he worked for that week would be what? All right. What you could do is you could understand that 40 hours is when he worked that amount of money. So if you take this and you pull out that, you're gonna get that's 120, right? So 600 minus 480 will give us 120. This is overtime money, but overtime rate, right? So we're gonna have to try to figure out the overtime rate and then divide it into this to see the time that he works on overtime. So already we know that this is 40 hours of work already. The overtime rate is 480 divided by the 40. So we're dividing 480 by 40. This is his regular rate, regular time. So he's working $12 per hour. $12 per hour. but overtime is going to be paid 25% more. So what is 25% being added to 12, right? 25% is a quarter, so he's getting $3 more. All right, so you could see that $3 more. So the 12 plus the 3 is working 15, all right, dollars per hour on overtime. So if he goes $15 per hour on overtime and he gets $120, if you divide this, it's going to tell you how long was he working. This is about 8. 120 divided by 15 is 8. So this is overtime hours here, 8. But he works 40 normally plus 8. This person worked 48 hours. One. All right, so I'm just pushing through. So that's the answer, C. All right. So you notice what the question wanted to tell the hours for the week. Where we at? 21. All right, so we're at 21. It says the sum of 7 times the number A and the number B will be. So watch this. The sum of 7 times the number A and the number B. The sum 7 times the number A with the number B. So this is it. This is my answer right here. The algebraic expression. All right. Written in the simplest form. Let's see if we can cancel 7 into this goes 2. Oh, but 14 could go into this. So let us go. 14 into itself is 1. 14 into this is 3. That cancel leaving A there. This cancel leaving B. So B is going to be on top. 3A at the bottom. A. All right, just look because it's just making errors as you go quickly would be the problem. The value raised to the 2. You say x is negative a half. All right. So I'm substituting this 1 times 1 over, okay? All right, so we could rewrite the 1 over the 9. We're gonna write 9 as 3 to the second power, but remember it's at the bottom. So this is actually gonna be 3 raised to the negative 2 with x beside it, okay? So that is representing this, but x is negative a half again. So I'm gonna move the x and I'm gonna put negative a half here. So what we're getting here though is, so this part will cancel. This is negative a half. This is gonna give me negative 1 and 1. So this is 3 to the 0 already. This though will give me, because we're multiplying here. So negative 2, this is positive 1. So basically, as you could see, the answer is 3. Because remember, I know 3 to the 0 is 1, and 1 times 3 gives 3. Say repeat 1. Let me just quickly go through this. So you distribute here, we'll have 10x minus 5. This is equal to 35. Bring this across. 10x is equal to 40. So x is 4. And we'll go on. All right, the sum of two numbers is this. If the number is, all right, so the sum, so if you, all right, the sum of two numbers, I'm just making them up, gives 140. If one number is 10 less than twice the other. So you could, all right, so you could call, let us say, one number is 10 less than twice the other. So, all right, then the two numbers, twice the other, then the two numbers are, okay. Okay, now you could play with these and get it though. Or you could make this up, right? So you could say x plus y is 4, is 140. Now, if one number is 10 less than twice. So let us say, we don't know which one, but it doesn't matter. So 2x minus 10, if I call this y. So I'm saying y is going to be that. So I could substitute that here, like I could put that right here and solve a problem. So I could say, all right, you could solve a problem here to get one of the number, and then you could get the next one. So that's just one way. That's just using algebra. Bring that across. X is equal to 50. So this is only one of them with 50. So I'm saying 50 and 90 because there's only one with 50. All right. Then you could check it. You could check it to see if it worked. All right. You add these two, you're gonna get the 140, and then take a look at this now. You double this and take one from it. What double this and take 10 from it, you get this one. So that's the answer. And there are many ways to do it. I'm just using algebra there. All right, so given that 2 asterisk 3 is equal to 1 and 4 asterisk 7 is equal to 9, then A asterisk B is equal to that, is equal to what? So what you could do, you could try these because you don't know what you have here. This is equal to that, that is equal to that. So you just could try these and you see which one of these work out for you. All right, so you could try the one that you like first. All right. All right, so let us try. I'm going to try 2A. I'm going to try this. 2A plus B. So 2 times 2 plus 3, 4 plus 3 is 7. So this is not this. So the moment I try it with one thing and I don't see it coming back, then you know that this is not correct. So what if we try 6A minus B? So it's going to be 6 times 2 minus 3. And then you're saying 12, you see? No. So you could see then this is not it. Because the moment it's wrong for one, it's off. If you square minus b, so you're going to square and then you minus. You see it's coming now. So when you square this, then you take that. So when you square this, this is 4 minus 3, 1. This looks good. But you're going to have to do it here. So when you square this, you get 16. Then you take 7, you get 9. So this is the answer. So we're just saying you're just trying to see what's up. What is 3a? You're going to multiply everything by 3. So we're looking for 3 at that spot. So this is wrong. This is wrong. We're looking for 9 after that. All right. So let's look, and we're looking for 9 here. All right. So again, this would have been made it. That's would have made it wrong. So this is it. So you're just checking, you don't have to do the whole thing, but you could. So what you're looking for is 3, 9, negative 9, 9, 0, 15. You're looking for that, right? As well as you could go fast. It's up to you. All right. The determinant of a 2 by 2 identity matrix is what? Well, we saw this question more than one time. The product of this, which is 1 times 1 minus 0 times 0, 1. So the product of that. So basically the determinant of an identity matrix is 1, right? Let's go up to 29. Vector question, we're looking at it well labeled. TL, so express TL. So we're moving from T to L. That's what they want. TL, TL. So you're going that direction. We're told that R is the midpoint of OL and T is the midpoint. So all of these are midpoints. All right. So, all right. So that means, if R is the midpoint, that means this is A. So I'm just going to walk. So I'm going to move from T to O plus O to L, and I'm done. T to O, all right? Now, remember though, that you're looking at the arrows that you got. You got OR, we got OT. So if I'm going TO, it's going to be negative B because I'm going the other direction here. And then I'm going in the right direction here, which is 2A. So it's minus B plus 2A, or it could have been 2A with a minus B, depending. All right, so the answer is B. Number 30. Number 30, the following matrix, which we have A and B, they're constants, you're seeing them. The matrix A maps the matrix, the point P onto Q, and the value, this is a new question. The value of A and B is what? What you want to do is you can, whenever you're doing that, the matrix goes to the left. So 2A with a B with a negative 2 comes to the left. The point goes to the right here. You're going to operate on it to see what you get. And you're getting, all right. So basically, we're trying to get this result here. So you just play with your numbers. So you're looking at 2 times, so you're going to write it down. 2 times A, 2, so 2 times 2, this is 4. So it's 4 plus 5A that actually give -1. All right. We want to find A. We can find A right now. Right? So that would allow me to find A. To find B, I'm going to go 2 times, so I'm going to go -2 times the B. So this is -2B plus -10 when I multiply this. This is going to give me 2. So we can find B there. So we could just do this quickly. So we can work them out. I could work on the B first. It doesn't matter. So if I bring this across, I'm going to have -2B, which is equal to 12. So definitely B is -6, right? So B is -6. So I'm looking for a B -6. So this is going to be my answer because this is only one -6. But I could double check this if you want. If you bring this across, you're going to have -5 over here. So you would have a 5A equal -5, which will tell us that A is -1. So -1, B equal -6 is the answer D. So you set it up and you go through. That's a new question again. This is a new question too. So it says 2.5 kilo. So watch this. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 over, yes. All right. So what is the question? You want to change 2.5 kilometers, 2 centimeters. You multiply this by 100,000. 2.5, you multiply this by 100,000. So you're going to skip 5 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put your zeros there as you skip. Right? Put your zeros here. So this is actually 250,000. Okay, this is the answer because it's kilometer to centi, right? And it's 100,000, right? Let's move to this one. The surface area, this is new again. Previous area of the prism is as follows. You see they drop the right angle here, and it's a prism, so we could work it out quickly on the floor. All right, let's work out the triangle. For the triangle, it's a 6, 4 is 24. 6, 4, 24, half of that is 12. So for the two triangles, we have 12 plus 12, right? So we have that for the triangle already, right? Now, for this rectangle and the 4, this is 60. So we plus a 60 here as well. For this bigger rectangle here that has its twin on the other side, it is a 5, 4, so it's 50, right? So that one is going to be 50 now. And I'm referring to 5, 10, 50 here and 50 around the back. So we have 50 and another 50. 100, 160 with 24. So you could put them together. So this is 184 surface area. Let's go. All right. So we have to, we just have to just relax and work through. Not a big deal. 33. At a party, the number of guests are 15 liters of champagne. So they serve 15 liters of champagne. Each guest had 2 glasses. This is a repeat question. Assume that no spillage. How many guests were at the party? Oh, you could work this out quickly. So you could see every guest has 2 glasses with 150 in it. So each guest has 300 milliliter. We have 15 liter, which is 15,000 milliliter. So if you divide this, that's where the answer would have come from, right? So 3 into this 1, 3 into this 5, 3 into this 0. So it's 50. So we have 50 guests here looking at. So basically, you're just dividing the 15,000, and this is just one way to do it, by 300, you'll get 50 people, and that's over. Let's go to the next question. Where am I? 30. I'm 33. So it says here, if the radius of a circle upon is no, in terms of pi is 44 over pi. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Good, good, good. Then the distance along the edge of the circle upon. So they want the circumference, right? So the circumference is going to actually equal to 2 pi r. So 2 pi r. So 2 pi r. What is the radius? Right? This is the radius. So they told us that that's the radius. So you could read it over. Read it over if you want. Read the question. If the radius of the circle upon in pi is this, so this is the radius, so 2 pi r, pi cancel pi, 2 times 44, that's the circumference, which is the distance along the edge, which is the circumference, 88. The perimeter of a square. So this is distance along it. So if we take the 56 and we divide it up into, divide it into 4 equal pieces very quickly, what you're doing is you're trying to make sure that you find what one side is, okay? So for this square, it's 14 here, 14 there, 14 there, 14 there. What is the area? 14 times 14, 14, 14, everybody knows 196. All right. For this one, I think this is a repeat question though. It says here trapezium, all right? So the area of the trapezium is that. What is the height? Remember the formula. So it's 80 is equal to half the sum of the parallel sides times the height. So we're going to have 160, which is equal to 32h. Divide both sides by 32. Whatever we get, 160 divided by 32, you can break it down as easily as you can. So let's just divide it out quickly. 160 divided by 32. All right, this is like about 5, right? So this is about 5 is the answer. 160 divided by 32 is definitely 5. All right, let's go. 37. New question again. So they really come up with a lot of new questions. All right. So it says here, item 37 refers to the following diagram, which shows the compound solid, which shows a compound solid shape that consists of a triangular prism, right? With a height of 3 resting on a rectangle. All right, we're looking at that. We're good. We're good. The volume of the compound shape. All right, so all we're going to do is to find the volume. So the thing is, the area of the triangle times the length, which is 10, will give the prism part, the triangular prism part, and then we find that cuboid down there. Let's put it together. Because this is a square, this is 6. So area of the triangle, cross section, I'm just kicking it in. 6 times 3 over 2. That's going to give me 9. I multiply this by 10. This is 90. So all of this has a volume of 90. Then now we're going to work with 6 by 6 because it's a square. So it's going to be 6, 6, 30. 6 times 6, this is going to give, times 10, it's going to give you 360. So this part is 360. So you're going to add them now. So the 360 plus the 90 will give you about 450. Yeah, so this is the answer for the volume of a solid. So you find the volume of both and you go through. Area of cross section times height, you go through. 38. All right, when a pilot left a country, when a pilot left country A to travel to country B, the time in his watch was 22:50. The distance between country A and B is 3,000. All right, which the pilot discovered that the average speed was 625. Okay, for the entire journey. Assuming that both the countries are in the same time zone, what is the time? Because what is the time in country B when the pilot arrives the next day? Okay, all right. So basically, then, so you left at that time, no problem. We have the distance, we have the average speed, so we could find out that. Now, all you're going to do is to take that 3,000. That is the distance, and you're going to divide by the speed here. So you divide your 3,000 by your 625, and it's going to help us to find the time that it took, right? So the time that it took. So you break this down. So you break this down. Let's break this down. All right, let us use, this look like we could use 25. 25, 25 into 625 is 25. If we divide 25 into 3,000, 25, 1, 5 there, 2, all right, 120. And this look nice again. We could go with, not 25 this time, but we could go with, let's go with 5, 5 into this 5, and 5 into 120, that's about 24. So, all right, so 24, let's put it here. 24 divided by 5, all right. 24 divided by 5, and that's going to give us about 4.8. All right. Or we could have 4.8. All right. You could say 4.8, so it's going to be 4.8 hours, but the 0.8 hours. So you could work it another way. You could say 4 times and remainder 4/5. All right, but 4/5 of an hour. So you can work out 4/5 of an hour. 1 hour is 60, so you can get the exact time. And so this is 12, this is 48. So this is 4 hours and 48 minutes. 4 12 is 48. So the thing is, this journey takes 4 hours, 48 minutes. Work with this. So we're talking about 10. So let's go. So they're talking about 10. So this is 10. Then you go to 11 in the night. Then you go to 12 midnight. Then you go to 1. All right. Then you go to 2. So we're talking about from 10 to 2. So you go 11. I'm just giving you time. 11:50, 12:50, 1:50, 2:50. That's 4 solid hours here. And then now you add your 48 to this. So 10 go on this to put it to 3 o'clock, and then 38. That's the time they're going to reach. You understand? So these, and it's not 15 because this is in the night. So this is AM. So it is going to be 3 piece. It's in the AM regular. Because remember, it's after 12, you change to 13. So we are already up to 22. So you are now in the AM. So the answer is B. All right, new question again. Mr. Roy um, recorded the 15 test scores of her students, right? And for reporting purposes. All right, selected the scores that appeared most. Which of the following statistical measure Mr. Ray obtained? The score that occurs the most is the mode, all right? So the mode is the one that occurs the most. All right, so let's go. Most often. All right, 49, 39. All right, let's see. All right. All right, let's blow this off. All right, so we have 41 and 42 refers to the cumulative frequency curve of 200 students. That is crucial. How many students scored at most 45? That means at most means 45 or less. So 45 is right here. So we follow this line, go up. Maybe I'm using a nice line right here. And this line takes me to right here. And then we go across. So I'm gonna come across me and read off right here. This is 180. So you gotta look between this is I'm going up by 4 because 164, 168, 172, 76, 74. So this is actually 168, or it could be a little bit below that. All right, so anything a little bit below 168 is the answer. A little bit below 168, 166. And the reason why I said it is because you could see that we didn't reach the second line, but we are almost there. I'm talking when you follow this line, it's not really up there. So, but you know that it's less than 168, but it is right there. We're going to reach 178, all right, because you reach 168 properly. So yes, 166 is perfect. The the median, the median let's go 200. All right, median is actually the middle, which is 50%. It's 200 students. So you're going to go where 100 is, and then you just go across quickly and you walk it. So it's going to come down in this no man's land here. All right. All right. So this is actually 35. So my answer is between 35 to 40. This is how I look at these 35 to 40. 35 to 40. This is the answer for that one. All right. All right, so we're kicking it, kicking it, kicking it. So it says if the median of 4 numbers is this, then what is x? The mean, watch this. It says if the mean of 4 this, that. So we're saying 4 plus this, plus this, plus this. When you divide it by 4, you get 10. That means the aggregate is what? 40, right? Because that means when you add up everything, it's going to be 40. So we're saying 12 plus 12. So 20 is a repeat question. 24 plus x is equal to 40. Subtract the 24 from both sides. X is 16. This is a repeat question. All right. All right, let's go. Let's see what we have here. So they have some nice questions this year. It says item 43 and 44 refers to the following pie chart, which shows the popular games played. All right, so we're looking at how many students played cricket. or football, right? So we have degrees, we have so on football, cricket. So what we can do quickly is I'm gonna change this to degree to we want to know how many students play cricket or football. All right. So we have 720 students. We could find these and subtract from the 720. And they said cricket or football. So we're going for that. All right. So we could do it a number of ways. So this is what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna find the 36 over 360 times this. It's gonna give me those that are in tennis. But you can see 36 is a nice number that work with 360 because it's degrees they have here. So this is actually 6. And then now I could say, right, 7, this is, my bad. I did say 6, now I'm saying 10. This is 10, right? So what I'm saying is no, this is 72. So this is 72 persons right here. In other words, 36 divided by the 360. If you multiply that by 720, you're going to get 10. So you're going to get by the 720, you're going to get 72. All right. So we're saying no, that 72 that you're looking at is for tennis. 30%, I can just find the 30% of the same 720. All right. So 30% is to multiply the 72 by 3. This is 216. If you want to do it the long way, 0 cancel, 0, 0 cancel, you could see 72 times 3 is actually this. If I add up these and take it from the total, I'm left with those who play cricket or football. So basically then, 720 subtract 216 plus 72. That's my answer. Check it out. So it's about this is about 432 persons for the others. So there are many ways to do it, but that's the answer. A student is picked at random from the group. What is the probability that the student play neither tennis? So neither tennis nor football. Let's go back. So neither tennis nor football. Okay. So, all right. Tennis is 72. Football is a quarter of the thing. So if you take the 720 divided by 4, you could get that football quickly because remember, the football was a nice number. It's 180. So if they don't play this, that means they're playing the others. So what you could do is to find out what this is because if they don't play, let me make sure that I get it right. They don't play tennis, nor. That means they would have played the other things. So let us add this here. So we're checking now for those that are not in this 252. Because remember, this is tennis and football. So then it's gonna be 720 minus this to know the number that we're actually dealing with. And it's about 468. So it's gonna be 468 over 720. Then you break this down. Right? So you want to break this down. Well, as I said to you, use simple numbers if you want. That works with you. This is 235 divided by 2. And then you go again. Divide this by 2, we have 180. So basically, finally, 9. I think 9 could work for us. 9 into this is about 13, and 9 into this is about 20. So the answer is 13 over 20. For that, they are working you this year. You are being worked this year. Everybody is being worked this year. All right. The equation of a line that crosses the vertical axis are this. So this is the C, and it has a grade. This is a repeat question. So y is equal to 4x plus 5 and C. The point where a line, the point where a linear function crosses the vertical, okay, axis. Yeah, the vertical axis is this one. It's the y-intercept, right? So if you have a line across the y, vertical axis is your y-axis. That's the y-intercept right here. So the point where a linear function crosses the vertical axis is called the y-intercept, all right? So be careful. All right, So in the function now, which of the following graph represent a linear function? This one is repeat. A linear means a straight line. So just look. Um, so it's not this, nor this, nor this. It's this one at A. This one is not even a function. Okay. All right. So the answer is A, 48. We're at 48 now. Okay. We're going. So 48, this one is repeat. It said the coordinate of the maximum point. All right, the maximum point, this is a repeat, is right here. It's where 2 meets 4. Make sure you put the 2 before the 4. This is the answer at B. Uh, which of the following function is undefined at x equal to -2? So which one of these will give you a 0 if you put -2 there, right? So this one. So if I put -2 here, I'll get a 0 here, and I can't have a 0 on my denominator, all right? So that's what you're looking for. 50. G of x is equal to x squared plus 1. G of 1. That means you just work this 2 times. So you're going to go a -1 square plus 1. That's 1 plus 1. Then you go again. So this is in G, and you're going to go in G again. So this is 2. So now you're going to go 2 square plus 1. You're getting 5. You're gone. All right? Remember, when you square anything, it is positive. So when you square -1, you get 1. But when you add 1, you get 2. And then you square that again, you get 4. And you add 1, you get 5. Okay? So the answer for that one is 5. A parking charge of all right, so let's read this. It says a parking lot charges $1 plus 25 cents for every hour. So it charges $1. So this is different. Then it says plus it's gonna charge this every hour. So the dollar is fixed and then that every hour. Okay. Therefore, for which of the following pick the park? Okay. Out of write the function c of x that represents the idea. Okay. So you want to know that the one is gonna be a +1 somewhere with h. This is it. All right. So we're talking about the +1 has to be in it. So this can't be, there has to be a +1. But at the same time, it's 0.23 every hour. So it's got to be 0.25 per hour. So it has to be this, right? So it's B. Let's go to 50. Let's go here. All right. So it says, which of the following equation best describes a function, right? So which of the following equation best describes the function? So we're adding 3. This is a repeat. This is a repeat. This is a repeat. So it is x plus 3 give you y. Y is equal to x plus 3. So right here. This one is a reflection. This one is a repeat question as well. Take a look at these. Take a look at these corresponding points. So what transformation took place? This is a reflection. Okay. There is some line there that you reflected in. Coming down. Which of the following polygons is the sum of its interior angle? Twice the sum of its, okay. This is now twice. It's not the same question. Okay. Let's go again. It says, in which of the following polygons, right, is the sum of its interior twice the sum of its exterior? Now, all exterior is 360. So you multiply by 2, you're looking for 720. So it has to be this hexagon. All right, remember hexagon will have 4 triangles, 4 times 180. So you multiply that 180 times 4, 720. All right, so this is 720, which is twice. So the key thing is, do you know about exterior angle? Hexagon does that. It has 6 sides. And they had a question like this, but it's not it. All right, anyways, let's go. All right, I see this one before. It says the diagram, the translation of ABP maps onto that, represented by what? All right, so you want to find the translation. All right, so you just focus on 2 pair of corresponding points. What I'm going to focus on is, I'm going to focus on the A. This is image, this is object. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, and then 1, 2, 3 up. So it's a -5 with a +3 that would have moved A to A prime. And make sure that the scaling is good when you're looking at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yes, all right, 5. So it's -5, +3 we're looking for. -5, +3. And there it is right there. All right, let's move it. I'm going. The point P is equal to that is rotated about 90 degrees in a, okay. And you're going in what direction? In a counterclockwise direction. What are the coordinates? All right. So you're coming this way. All right. No, they say counter, my bad. Anti-clockwise. You're going that way. All right. So basically you could take a look at it. You could take a look at it and then you could discuss it if you want. So we have a point. So the point is 2, -3. So the point is right here. So you have your 2 here, -3 here. Um, you have your 2 here. So the point is right here. That's your point P. And you're gonna put this counterclockwise. So in a counterclockwise, your point is gonna come up here. Your point is gonna come up here, which is gonna be a 90-degree. All right, there's going to be a 90-degree angle going on here. So P is going to be somewhere here. All right, so what happened when you rotate? You're going to flip and change sides. All right, so it's going to be 3, 2. All right, because it's going to be all positive. Right, and you could see that everything is positive here. So you know it's going to be all positive. So it's now negative will be here because this is a positive quadrant. All right, so it's either this or this, but it's not like it remained the same. No, they flip and then they change sign. Right. All right, so we're good with that. So it's gonna be A. Let me clear this up for you. It's gonna be A right there. So the answer is +3, +2. All right, let's go. 57. We're in. So 57 says what? We have a right triangle. What do you want? All right, which of the geometric ratio is equal to 4/8? It's a repeat question. So you're gonna check to see if the one you're thinking of. 4/8 from X is sine. From X, it has to be sine, right? But there's no sine. Yeah, there's sine X. Yeah, so we're good. So from here, opposite over hypotenuse. All right, so your circle tower 4/8. So sine X can give me that, right? Sine X actually give me that. All right, let's go. Let's go. Nothing there. Let's see what else. We're done. No, 58. Oh, 58 is right here. Yo, repeat. This is a repeat question. What is the scale factor? Look at the image with the primes on it. These are the image. So 2/1. It's positive, so it's +2. So it's 2/1. 2. +2 is the answer for that one. Lastly, this question is a repeat question as well. It's 90. Okay. All right. 135 minus 45, 0, 9. All right, now let's see what the last question is. Oh, this one is a repeat question, but it looks like it. Let's see though. We're gonna work it out. All right, we're seeing everything here. So it said the estimate of the building. All right, so we're gonna find this first, and then we're gonna add his height to it. This is 12 here, so it's gonna be we're trying to find it. So it's tangent, okay? So we're gonna say the tangent of the 40 degrees is equal to the x over the 12. Then x is equal to 12 tan 40. That's just this part of the building. But now we need to add his height to it, which is plus 1.6. So it's going to be 1.6 plus 12 tan 40. You look for that. 1.6 plus 12 tan 40. You have to look. You see, they probably want to set you up to fail. So that's right there. That's it right there. Keep watching Daily Math Concepts. And I hope you score a lot. And I know this one was really challenging, but see you. Let's hear what you have to say.